shit. Yo, welcome back to the Rock Fantasy Files. Tonight we set the time machine back to 1975 and to chat about Pink Floyd's iconic album, Wish You Were Here. We also have some very special guests tonight, members from the Virginia Beach-based Pink Floyd Tribute, Beach Floyd, hence the name. These guys do not do Beach Boys covers. People always ask me such crazy questions sometimes at the store. And they will be part of the Rock Fantasy 40th Anniversary Concert Series at the historic Orange County Fair here in Middletown, New York, which kicks off on July 17th. They've got a great slot. They're playing Saturday night. They're going on at 8 o'clock at night. And we're going to talk to them, get some of the history of Beach Floyd, what they're all about. But we're here also to talk about this album. Here's a bit about the album. Wish You Were Here is the ninth studio album by Pink Floyd. It was released on September 12th, 1975 through Harvest Records in the UK and Columbia Records in the US. The first for the label, based on the material Pink Floyd composed while performing in Europe. Wish You Were Here was recorded over numerous sessions throughout 1975 at EMI Studios in London. The album's song lyrics variously express longing, alienation, and sardonic criticism of the music industry. The bulk of the album is taken up by Shine on You Crazy Diamond, a 9-part tribute to Pink Floyd co-founder Syd Barrett, who had left 7 years earlier due to his deteriorating mental health. Barrett coincidentally visited during the recording, as with their previous release, Dark Side of the Moon. Guest singers include Roy Harper, who provided lead vocals on Have a Cigar, and Vanetta Fields, who was a backing singer on the vocal parts of Shine on You Crazy Diamond. To promote the album, Pink Floyd released a double A side single, Have a Cigar and Welcome to the Machine. It went to number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200. It sold 6 times platinum in the United States and over 20 million copies worldwide. So that's a little bit about the album we're talking about tonight. It's hard to pick favorite songs on this album because with Pink Floyd, I really only listen to these albums in a whole. It's not like songs, but it's hard to pick a favorite song from it. Joining us tonight, we've got Tom Zimmerman from Beach Floyd. We've got Michael Cohan from Beach Floyd. We have our resident Viking from Norway staying up all night with us. He said it's light out at 3 a.m. at Norway tonight. In the Norway summer, there it is. Obi, and we just got Ed Farsley.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We had to wake him up taking a midsummer nap, and
sorry.
He's got his Pink Floyd. Is that a Pink Floyd The Wall blacklight poster behind you? Yes. All right.
Well,
and we got Wish You Were Here.
There's a wall blacklight
poster.
But I got a giant Wish You Were Here poster in the back. That's what I'm trying to set up in the bedroom tonight. Yeah.
Looks like you got Moody Blues in between.
Yes, I do.
All right. And of course, Ed is from Armageddon Productions, runs a lot of metal shows in New York City, and has a big Armageddon Days of Armageddon Fest coming up in August. So we're here to chat tonight. How about the guys from Beach Floyd? Introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
Hey, I'm Tom Zimmerman. I am the lead singer. I also play a little bit of lead and rhythm guitar. And then we also have Mike Cohen. Go ahead.
My name is Mike. I play bass. I just started playing bass with them about a week ago, probably.
Wow.
I've known them for a while, though. I've known them since probably about 2021-ish, somewhere in that time frame. And I've shared the stage with them a couple of times, but now I'm on as a full timer, so I'm pretty excited to be here.
Awesome. Very exciting. Very exciting to have them on board.
And Tom, how many other members are there in Beach Floyd? And maybe introduce them to the.
Yeah. So we are a 6-piece band, and we also bring on a couple different female vocalists from time to time. So I want to give a big shout out to the other band members right now. Kevin Mitchell, he is our lead guitar player. We also have Vince DeRosa, he's our drummer. Nick Flores, he's our saxophone player, and he also plays keys. And we also have Eric Vederick. He plays keys with us. And then our two female vocalists are Caitlin Swader and Brittany Alonje. Just all very talented musicians.
And now will everybody be on board here in Middletown, New York?
We're only bringing the 6-piece. We're not bringing the girls with us.
Not bringing any girls.
Guys only trip.
So what do you do? Do you tape in the female vocals in the set then?
No. We're just
okay.
Typically we like to play, Great Gig in the Sky. That's kind of the
Okay.
showcase for them. But we're
Yep.
spoiler alert, we won't be playing Great Gig in the Sky at the Orange County Fair.
And it's been a few. You guys have been at the Orange County Fair before. We've spoke about it. You were there twice before. And how many years ago was it you were there last?
Yeah, I think if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was 3 years ago we were last there. That was the day it was about 150 degrees.
Yeah.
And then the time prior to that, it was an absolute monsoon, unfortunately. So hopefully this time, cooler weather.
First time you there, was that
third time's a charm.
2021 or was that before the pandemic? You remember?
Oh man, yeah. Well, it had to have been 2021. Yeah, we were there in 2020 and 2021. Had to have been.
Well, 2020 is when they didn't have a fair because of the pandemic. 2021 is when it reopened again.
Man, was it 21 and 22 then? Wow. Okay. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. That tracks.
And you guys hit from a lot of different eras from Pink Floyd. You don't just play the well-known songs. I mean, they're well-known.
Right.
So,
yeah, we try to do a pretty diverse set, because we know at any Pink Floyd show you're gonna have your diehards. You have to pay homage to the diehards. So we'll try to sneak in some deep cuts. We also know you've got a lot of the casual Pink Floyd fans, or even the folks that haven't really been introduced to Pink Floyd yet. That's what's so great about Pink Floyd is they really span all the different generations. They're kind of one of those timeless bands that just everybody knows the songs. Even if you don't know who Pink Floyd is, you hear, you can't have any meat if you don't. You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat. Everybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
When you hear the time clocks and you hear the cash registers for money, everybody knows. So we'll do some fan favorites. We'll do some deep cuts. We'll hit it from all angles.
And we talk about the year you played in the monsoon. I find that year, I remember that show so well because the fair had closed down and there was probably like 15 of us there and we were having the best time though. And I remember we snuck into there was like a beer trailer that was closed.
Yeah.
And we snuck up and we're watching it from inside the beer trailer. And I think we got hollered at by Mr. Maxwell, who's a good friend of mine that runs the beer concessions. He's like, we're not doing anything. We're just watching the band.
Well, what's crazy about that show is obviously in the moment, we're all a little disappointed because we drove all the way up there and now we're playing to pretty much almost nobody. Yeah. But we talk about that show all the time. Like it's one of our favorite memories because you're right. There were about 10, 15 people that stayed in the, when we're talking rain, I don't think people understand just how hard. I've never seen rain this hard.
Like
it
Florida
was
rain.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was monsooning. And then the wind was whipping the rain onto the stage. So while we're playing songs, we're actively trying to move our gear back 10 feet to stay out of the splash zone.
Yeah.
But there were a couple guys from New York City and they were standing out there in the middle of the field with ponchos on the entire show. And then after the show, we went up and talked to them. And they were like, we drove all the way, from New York City because we wanted to see you guys. So it was a really cool moment.
Of course, you're based in Virginia Beach.
That's right. Yep. We play a lot in the Mid-Atlantic area.
And that's, of course, where you got this name, Beach Floyd. Down there, it makes more sense. Up north, it's like, the first time I was like, wait a minute. So they're like, because you see some tribute band comes out now that'll do a couple different bands. I'm like, no, they're not doing the Beach Boys and Pink.
Yeah. Although sadly when Brian Wilson passed away recently, we had a lot of people reaching out to us. So it's time for the Beach Boys Pink Floyd collaboration. I was like, as much as I absolutely love the Beach Boys, I,
Maybe you could just throw in a little verse of "Wouldn't it be nice" or something.
yeah, that would be nice if we did that, right? Nothing's off the table.
So, as I go around the room tonight, Ovi, what's your
Yeah.
favorite? What's your what do you like some about Wish You Were Here? Do you have some favorite moments from the album, or do you remember when you first listened to it?
Well, I can tell you it was my first introduction to Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Wish You Were Here, I heard when I was probably 17 and was sitting in the back of a car with a couple of girls that were driving to the big city. And I never heard them before because I was just into death metal and stuff. And so that was quite a contrast for me. So they were like, "You haven't heard Pink Floyd?" I felt so dumb at the moment, but it fixed itself pretty fast. As for "Shine on You Crazy Diamond," first time I heard that was in a church. A friend of us,
What?
this is probably 20 years ago. He was like 21 or 22, decided to leave us permanently.
Oh.
And he was a big Pink Floyd fan. So first time I heard "Crazy Diamond" was in his funeral at the church. So I have a
Mm.
pretty it's kind of a it's such a good song, but at the same time it's quite a difficult song too because it triggers that memory.
Sure.
So it's easier for me to listen to the last six parts instead of the first parts.
Mm-hmm.
And as for favorite song of the whole album, I think has to be "Welcome to the Machine."
Yeah.
It's just because Gilmore sings so good on that song. I know it's a water song, but he sings it so well. And also, I think the last parts of Crazy Diamond, it's such a inspiration to the sci-fi movies or anything that when you start to listen to the beginning of the last parts of or the track five, it's like you can hear Blade Runner, you can hear so many things, so many keyboard and kind of like electronic artists that got inspired by that song and kind of took it further into things. So I would say those two are my favorites on the album.
Bought a guitar to punish your mom, right?
Mm.
Right.
Didn't like school. You know you're nobody's fool. Ed Forrestley, welcome to the show tonight. And I guess the same questions I had for Obi for you.
Yeah, I mean, Pink Floyd are my all-time favorite band. I mean, I don't know how well you can see them in the back, but I got a Pink Floyd wall blacklight poster I've had since I was a kid.
That blacklight poster is probably worth about $300 right now.
Nice. You know, if I ever need it, I'll think about it.
All right,
Mm.
I'll trade you for one.
Yeah, right. And I have a giant "Wish You Were Here" poster all the way in the back that I got from a record store up in Montreal. I used to go to Buffalo a lot in the '80s for shows. We used to go across the border all the time, and I can't remember the name of the record store, but the most amazing record store.
I remember going to a record store in Niagara Falls back in the 80s.
I'm sure you went up there too. I'm sure
it had like a skeleton maybe on the. I can picture it in my head.
It was a huge like warehouse type place. It
Yeah,
had
maybe. Yeah.
T-shirts and posters and records.
Yeah, they had everything. Yep.
Everything. It was absolutely amazing. I love going up there. My favorite part of going to Buffalo. So as far as Pink Floyd, they are my all-time favorite band. I love everything they've done, every album, every genre, every era. Wish You Were Here. I mean, I first discovered Pink Floyd probably late '70s. Just listening to the radio, just hearing songs, just discovering them. Liked them, didn't really know them, just a casual listener. When The Wall came out, I was instantly turned on to Another Brick in the Wall. I love that song. I bought the 7-inch. Then I bought the album. I think I got it for Christmas. Big Gatefold. I loved it. So that was my first Floyd album. And from there, just the love affair started. Late '80s, I would spend hours and hours and hours just lying on my bed with my big headphones plugged into my stereo, volume on 10, sitting there with the liner notes and the lyrics, just reading it over and over and over every Floyd album, just over and over again. Smoking a lot of weed at the time, of course. It was a great time. And just since then, I've just absolutely loved Pink Floyd, everything about them. Wish You Were Here, discovered it, sometime probably around 81, 82, something like that, when I was really starting to get into them. By the late '80s, I was totally into Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here is probably my fourth favorite Pink Floyd album. It's Animals, Echoes, or rather Metal, Final Cut, and then Wish You Were Here.
Wow.
Every song on this album is just absolutely phenomenal. Shine On You Crazy Diamond is one of the most beautiful songs of all time. Probably my third Pink Floyd song, favorite Pink Floyd song of all time. Behind Dogs and Echoes, again, I love long songs. And Pink Floyd do long songs better than anybody else. Every song, every note on this album is just perfect. Obviously, everybody knows Shine On You Crazy Diamond was written for Sid Barrett. Sid met him in the studio when they're recording it. There's a lot of history there.
Yep.
Oh, the phone's about to stop. The kittens are on there again.
Animals are stealing your cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Wish You Were Here. It is one of my favorite albums. Pink Floyd are my all-time favorite band. So yeah, we keep going.
Cool, cool. I guess we turn that question over to Michael.
Wish You Were Here. Probably I would say Have a Cigar is probably my favorite out of all of
All right.
those. It's funky, it's groovy, and the guitar solo at the end. Every time I hear it, I'm like, it's just amazing. And then funnily enough, it is the one Pink Floyd song that isn't Roger or David, and it's their guest vocalist. That album as a whole is I treat it as one long song, kind of the same way I do Dark Side.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick like a favorite couple minutes of that record. Every song on there is perfect, almost 10 out of 10 song. But Have a Cigar is probably my favorite. If I go to listen to one, probably Have a Cigar.
When was the first time you've listened? When was the first time you discovered this album, Michael?
Discovered the album probably as I was getting into Floyd. My dad, he was kind of the one who turned me on to Pink Floyd. And so kind of just gradually through listening to their catalog, I would say I discovered it. As far as like what song do I remember hearing first, it was probably Wish You Were Here. It's probably the first song I heard, and then kind of just gradually got into everything else, listening to the albums front to back. But my The Wall, I think, was my introduction to Pink Floyd, because I remember I saw the movie first before I listened to the album, which is kind of backwards for a lot of people probably, because my dad was like, "You're gonna sit down and you're gonna watch this." It's just ingrained in my memory, seeing the opening with Bob Geldof as Pink. So every time I hear it in the flesh, I think of that version instead of the studio. But that's kind of where my Pink Floyd odyssey started. I was back in high school, so 5 or 6 years ago.
You're the young gun.
He's the young buck.
Yeah,
in our group tonight. Yeah,
I'm very young. Yes,
that's cool. Tom, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just echo a lot of what you guys have already said, and that with Pink Floyd songs, it is hard to pick a favorite, because a lot of times it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Because there's some days In the Flesh is my favorite song. There's some days Time is my favorite song. There's some days I just want to chill and put on Shine On You Crazy Diamond, and it hits the soul like on a different level. So as far as my favorite song on Wish You Were Here, it's got to be Shine On You Crazy Diamond parts 1 through 5. I can't remember the year, I can't remember where I was, but I do remember the first time I ever had this album on. I think it was just kind of on in the background, wasn't really paying attention, and after about 2 minutes of the intro to Shine On, I stopped whatever I was doing and I was like, "What is this? Like, this is incredible. Like, I don't know what this is, but this is the most incredible thing I've ever heard." Oddly enough, I was at work years ago and I had Shine On You Crazy Diamond just playing on my computer, and my coworker, shout out Steve Mangum, he says to me, he goes, "Are you playing the Weather Channel song?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? The Weather Channel song?" He goes, "Yeah, I hear that song. We keep the Weather Channel on all the time, and that song plays on the Weather Channel."
Yeah.
I thought he was full of shit. I went to like the weatherchannel.com and they have all their playlist, and sure enough, Shine On You Crazy Diamond is one of the Weather
I
Channel.
remember that.
I heard
Yeah.
that.
And honestly, it works. It works so well. So yeah, Shine On You Crazy Diamond by far my favorite. I mean, I love them all. They're all so much fun to listen to. They're even more fun to play. Have a Cigar is it's challenging, but it's a lot of fun to sing. Like when I'm really into a show and we get into Have a Cigar, I love ripping out that, gravy train and just, letting it ride out.
Yeah.
So it's a great album. Probably my second favorite Pink Floyd album after Dark Side.
Dark Side. Cool. How long has Beach Floyd been around for?
We started back in 2016. And we started I was in other bands just playing the normal bar circuit kind of stuff,
Okay.
all the same songs everybody plays at bars, and I was getting really annoyed. And every time we played shows or we had rehearsals, I wasn't excited until we got to playing the Pink Floyd stuff. And that's when I just got really, really excited. And that band kind of slowly dissolved. And I started asking one of the other players, I said, hey, why don't we just start a Pink Floyd tribute band? Just kind of as a joke, really, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I didn't think anything would ever come of it. He was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then we just recruited a couple players, and the rest is history. For you diehard Floyd fans, we weren't known as Beach Floyd originally. Our original name was Gerald the Mouse. So let's see if anybody can come up with the reference there. I have a feeling Ed might know
Yeah, I do.
it.
I like that. What's up?
The problem was nobody understood it. We tried booking shows and nobody had any idea what Gerald the Mouse was.
Yeah,
So
that's a
we had
little
to,
too obscure, I think.
yeah, we had to rebrand ourselves.
Cool.
But yeah, 2016 was when we started. Just we took a couple year hiatus here recently, but we picked it back up early 2025, and we got a full slate of shows for the rest of the year.
Where else are you playing other than Middletown, New York? You got some gigs coming up in July, August that you can talk.
Yeah, we've got a really big show coming up this Saturday at a theater in Hopewell, Virginia. It's just south of Richmond. And we're going to be doing Dark Side of the Moon synchronized to the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
But we go a step further. To anybody that knows obviously the urban legend of starting after the third Lion's Roar, the problem is to get through the entire Wizard of Oz movie, you have to cycle through Dark Side like 3 times or something like that.
Yeah.
The problem with that is not a lot of people want to hear the same songs over and over again. So what we do is after we finish Dark Side, we take a short break, we come back on, Wizard of Oz picks up right where it left off, but we synchronize the rest of the movie to different Pink Floyd songs.
Oh.
And it's pretty cool. Like there's really, we've gone through and we've handpicked songs and we placed them so that really cool things are happening at certain times. It's a really cool show. We've done it once before and we're doing it again this Saturday. We can't wait.
That's very cool.
I wish you were doing it at the Orange County Fair.
I know.
Ron doesn't. I don't think we have a screen there. We didn't have a screen before. I don't know if they put a screen in this year or not. I know.
We talked about it. We talked about it over the last couple of weeks, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
No
But
screen.
I told, if it can happen, if he can get one there next year, we'll do it.
It's such a great like sound system they have here at the Orange County Fair. In fact, the bands were talking about that, and even some of the guys that worked at we lost Michael, he's coming back. We had a couple of the guys that were talking about, like a couple of bands that I lined up last year that I was used to playing in the clubs around here, played on that system, and it was like night and day. They really have a nice sound system. For those that haven't been to the fair, they have it's almost like a natural amphitheater. It's there's a dirt area in the front where you can walk in and watch, which was actually built, I think, as a rodeo ring originally, and that's where. And then there's a hill where you can bring your lawn chairs and sit up on the hill, and then usually the Ferris wheel is just above it, so you can watch Beach Floyd from the Ferris wheel. It's always a good experience.
That's cool.
Yeah, right.
But it was that building was actually the 4-H building when the fair was big in the 60s and 70s and 80s and even in the 90s. That was where they upstairs where you guys use the dressing room, the green room is actually where the farmers kids used to camp and live during the whole fair. Back then I think it was 10 days or 14 days, and that where you guys play, they were actually cow stables. So they transformed that building into into like a green room, and the guy that originally did it when it was releasing the fairgrounds out brought in a bunch of national acts. And I think when you guys were up there, you could see some of the posters of bands that were there before, like Cheap Trick and Blackberry Smoke and George Thorogood. They tried it one year, and it was like it was right around the pandemic years, like 2019 into 2021, and that the concert series didn't really take over. But it's nice, like every year when the fair comes, you guys get to use the upstairs, which is a nice little hangout up there. And the guys from Livewire just said there's even a foosball table up there. So
yeah, we like the foosball table.
Well, you have a nice little place to go hang out upstairs, and we just hope for good weather this year. But it's you can't beat this price if you're in the area. It's $10 get into the fair, and the concert's free. I mean, there is a little VIP area in the front if you want to come up front, which I think they charge $20 for, and you got access to directly to the bar and this and that. But if you just want to come out for a inexpensive night at the fair, it's where can you go for $10? You can't even go to eat fast food for $10.
No.
More or less see listen to Pink Floyd for 2 or 3 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we always after our shows we always like to come out and kind of mingle with the crowd and talk Pink Floyd with all the diehards, and we'll even give out some free merchandise too. So
yeah, I've got a Beach Floyd t-shirt somewhere, so I think I got from a couple of years ago.
That's right.
Yeah. And you guys have some merch, and
yeah, we'll have merch for sale. We'll be handing out some other merch. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds good. We got to get Ed to come up. Come on, Ed. Come.
I'd love to.
You should come hang out. You can come shopping too. I could use the shopping.
I think somebody needs to fly Ovian.
Fly Ovian.
Send your private jet, and I'll be there.
I see Ovi almost every week, but I've never seen him in person.
No.
Really?
Oh, I've been on the channel now for 3 years. 3 years, I think.
Yep. At least 3. Yeah, it's been a while, and we keep the channel going. The channel's been doing well. This is my 3rd episode I taped tonight, actually. So
really, wow.
Yeah, I did a back to the beginning. I started off with a gentleman that went to the festival, and I had Chris Allo come on and chat with him, and then I just did Livewire, Iron Cobra, and Ron Weber was on. So
cool.
Then we did Psycho Circus on Monday night, who were coming in.
That was fun times. Luke is a hoot and a half.
Luke loved it. He had a hard time with audio that night, but yeah, it's really great to have you guys on tonight from Beach Floyd. And how do we find you in the web? I don't think I've asked you this before. Is there a website?
Yeah, you can go to our website www.beachfloyd.com. It has all of our upcoming events. We have videos. You can meet the band. You can like us on Instagram at Beach Floyd. Facebook, just search for Beach Floyd. Hit us up.
And how many the same members are in the band now that were there when you played in Orange County last? I think I might have asked you that on the phone, but not.
Yeah, I think 4 of the 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can come by the Rock Fantasy the next morning, or
yeah, no, we'd like to.
Again, that'd be great. Took some pictures, played a little pinball or whatever else.
Yeah.
You gotta bring Michael. He hasn't seen it yet.
No, yeah, we'll bring Michael up there. We'll show Michael the shop. It's a cool shop, and we'll have to get Ovi and Ed Y'all,
Yes.
let's even know what sizes y'all wear. We'll get some shirts and we'll try to get them sent out to you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Obi sending me a t-shirt. Obi just went to this wild like festival in Norway, which was a mixture of everything from like Green Day to black metal. That's how they do it in Europe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Obi, I told you I was just in Oslo. The
Yeah.
hotel I was staying at, they had some kind of Norwegian metal music convention going on at the same time. So there's all these people walking around with like, gauged ears and, decked out in black and spikes, and it was pretty weird. Pretty
What
weird to
was the
see it.
concert you just went to, albeit was it Rock Hard?
Hmm?
What was the festival you just attended? What was the name of it again?
Tons of Rock.
That's right, Tons of Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's kind of wrap us up. I think I covered most of bases tonight, and it was a short episode, but I guess I would agree that Shine On Crazy Diamond is probably my favorite song from this album. And it's hard to pick a favorite because when I put this on, I don't just listen to a song like Michael said. I listen to the whole
You gotta listen to the whole album.
That's what most everything I listen to, but especially Pink Floyd or Yes or any of the classics. I don't, there's no songs you would skip on this album. That's for sure.
No.
And I'm looking forward to hearing some Sid Barrett stuff too when you guys come to Middletown. You're gonna keep it a surprise.
Well, we're gonna keep you on your toes, man.
That's cool.
And then Ed'll be there next to me having a beer, hopefully.
Yes, I hope so.
Ed, can you make it on Saturday the 19th
of July?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I gotta see if I'm working.
You haven't been to the Orange County Fair yet either. It'll be fun.
I'd love to get up there. Me and Phil were just talking about we got to get up to Rock Fantasy again.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a while.
I know. So we're planning a trip up there. I'll see if I'm not working that weekend. That'd be a great time.
That'd be an awesome time. And yeah, something to do when you get up here too.
Yep.
All right. So take a moment to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Go check out Beach Floyd. And if you go look for them when they're playing around your area, go check them out. Go support the band. And if you're Middletown, please come out and support the Rock Fantasy 40th Anniversary Concert Series. Yes, I'm getting old. But we're going to have fun at the fairgrounds. I got to go there for 11 nights in a row. I got to rest up.
Oh, wow. You're going to be busy.
I tell you what, yeah, it was very.
You're going to need some Turkish coffee.
Yeah, something.
Tom knows what I'm talking about, but Turkish coffee.
Yeah, something like that. All right, guys. So we'll see you next time on the Rock Fantasy Files. And mention your favorite Pink Floyd moments, what you like about this album in the comments if it's one of your favorites.